5:20 a.m. in Vegas. I'm still out here, man, but I called myself this morning today saying, I'm going to sleep in. I ain't going to use no alarm. Shoot, I'm on summertime vacation. Shoot, I'm in Vegas. Why you getting up all the time on the regular? Still woke up. Same old time. But I love to y'all for rocking and rolling with me. We're a little later than normal, 20 minutes later. But all to the good, man. We're going to talk, obviously, about LeBron James, who chose Philadelphia, why he chose Philadelphia, and they're breaking it down to what this means towards his legacy and the potential there. We got Doc Rivers, who's going to explain how friends and family become opponents to pro athletes. I love that. We got Asante Samuel, who's saying he has no beef with Emmanuel Acho, but an issue with him. And it just comes out beefish. So we're going to go into that. Bill Belichick and UNC under investigation. We see that happening. Shedeur or Deshaun Watson? Who's going to be the QB1 in Cleveland? Boom, 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 boom. And LeBron and Michael Rubin getting called out. That Fanatics connection. Philadelphia, Michael Rubin connection. A little bit of that Kawhi Clipper sauce, according to Dan Lebitard. He got some questions. So we're going to break it down to the very last compound. All is good with me. No news is no news right now. There's no such thing as good news, but a lot of people are writing stuff about me. A lot of people are saying stuff about me. I will tell you this. Of all that I have seen, and that doesn't mean I've seen it all, but of all that I have seen, go check out Shamika Michelle, yeah, from Whitlock Show. She has her own channel. Shamika broke it down, and she's trying to be nice. I see it, I smell it, but she is on the scent. She is on the trail. Whoa! It's good to see when you ain't talked to somebody. You haven't said a word about that, and somebody like, no. I see that. So follow Shamika Michelle, go where she is, and keep going. I understand right now we still can't do it. Victim blaming, victim shaming, yeah. But go there. That's where it is. Y'all, it's at the end of this story, y'all gonna be like, wow. And I'm not afraid or scared or shamed to be the one that looks like I got. Because I was doing it for my kids, and I'm still doing it for my kids. And ain't no such thing as getting got. Ain't no shame in my game when it comes to my itty bitties. Y'all know that. So let's get into this damn show. Enough. You know, every day I got to keep y'all updated. What's cracking, lacking, macking from the back into the jacket. But other than that, all's good. All right. First things first, I pop a free love the honeys. We got to talk like we know what's happening right here. We got Kyle Shanahan. What is boy, wait till I tell y'all some stories about cover-ups. Nothing but a come up. Kyle Shanahan. Dan Patrick has a question for you and yours. And ESPN, y'all better duck. 49ers, y'all better duck. We got some questions. How's there a car accident 2 weeks ago and we just now finding out about it?
This came out on Saturday that Kyle Shanahan, the Niners head coach, had been in a serious car accident. It happened on July 14th. So the Niners kept it quiet for 11 days. I don't know how they did this or why they did this. The Niners posted a statement regarding the accident at Eastern on Saturday. Adam Schefter posted his first tweet on the situation 1 minute later.
Okay, we're catching that timeline. There was an accident basically 2 weeks ago, close to the facility. Kyle Shanahan's involved, but no one knows about it. Nothing comes out. How, Sway? I give it to you like this. In the NFL, a lot of former police officers are employed. FBI, former FBI are employed. Every team has, what do they call them? It's like a player liaison. We have that who is a connect from the players to the Players Association, but we also have a security director. Let me just call him like he is. He's a fixer. If he can fix it, he will fix it. If he can't fix it, if it's out of his hands, if it's too big a story, or it got out of his jurisdiction, he can't fix it. There are some things that happen, and I'm not talking about like violent. I'm not talking about, oh, you buried a body. I'm just saying everybody don't need to know everything, if you know what I'm saying. I'm going to give you my story. because I got a story like this that happened as well. Make sure I'm writing it down right now. I got to tell you my San Diego story where my fixer went to work. Anyway, every team has one. He's usually a former cop, old school man, looking like somebody's uncle, a bunch of change in his pockets, walking around talking that crazy, but he looking out. If your first call when something happens is not 911, it's him. Okay? So respect to those guys. Every team I've been on, there's been a guy. So that's how things like this, let's just say it for what it is. It has to be a cover-up because how come it's not out? 4th of July, I had to spend it inside. Y'all know it. I was locked up. And then that day, one of the guards was a fan. So it was that night. And he's like, man, this is tough, man. He's like, I watch you all the time. Respect, big dog. He said, man, I'm rocking with you. I'm rolling with you. He said, nobody even know right now, so don't trip. He said, you good. You're going to be all right. You're going to get out of here quick. I was all right. $500 bond or something like that. They doubled it because I'm from out of state. So next morning I wake up, another guard who didn't know I knew the other guard or he knew me came up to me. He's like, man, I rock with you. Same old story. He said, man, this is tough. He said, this shit is everywhere. I said, what? I went to bed. Well, actually, I didn't go to sleep. Point being, it happens. And usually when something happens to you, boom, the whole world knows. But then there are times, and I got 2 stories now, just triggered another story, where they don't know, where the fixer got to it. So in this situation, it's close to the facility. It's in their jurisdiction. A lot of homeboys, a lot of people that rub elbows together. We good. And it sounds like, we're going to get there, that Kyle Shanahan may have been at fault. So if there's an accident and you may have been at fault, they said holding his cell phone. I saw some of the reports. I'm not going to bore you. I don't have my normal setup to fly through all this, but cell phone violation, holding your cell phone, you have a head-on collision. We're going to get there. How does that not get out? You know why.
The ESPN article about the accident published at 1 minute after that. So did you release this to everybody, this information? Why is ESPN holding the information?
I tell you, you can tell when something is contrived, calculated, because they almost overthink it so much that they underthink it. You've been hiding this for 2 weeks, and all of a sudden 3 things hit at once. It's almost like somebody sitting there and go. Like somebody, hey, everybody got it teed up. Let's just go. And that's not how it naturally flows. It doesn't naturally flow where everybody floods the market with the same information at the same time. That's calculated. I've seen that. I've been through that. I'm living through that right now.
Why are the Niners? Now, I guess if the Niners can hold the information, I understand it. But if you're in the news gathering business, or at least you used to be, the NFL now owns 10% of ESPN. But did ESPN have the information and chose to sit on it for 11 days? Did ESPN say to the Niners, we won't release it until you tell us to release it?
Somebody is sitting there panicking right now, and I don't want to put blame where I know blame can't be. So I'm not going to go there in terms of like the hypotheticals. Oh, somebody with the Niners called somebody ESPN and said, don't you dare. They got the relationship. But you know what having a 10% owning interest is going to come with its own benefits. Are they cashing in on those benefits right now? It could be as simple as, look, the accident occurred, right? And when an accident occurs, what usually happens? You get bystanders. You get people with cell phone footage. You get people just looking like, damn, head-on accident. He got hurt bad. Who's that? Who is that? Is it an old lady? Is it an old man? Look, no kids, right? Oh, that's a young man. Who's that? Don't he look? And you're around the facility? Ain't that? So somewhere probably there's some just random cell phone footage from a citizen. But how does it not get out? Because you got someone on scene early, first responder, looking out. Simple as that. I've been there. I got 2 stories. First responder looking out. And then if the first responder looks out, then everybody's going to follow that protocol because they're like, yo, I'm not trying to step out of line. One, because maybe I will be the first responder who needs that, hey, let's look out for me. And two, this must be bigger than what I know over my head, because I don't even know why we looking out. Oh, it's Kyle Shanahan. Oh, we shouldn't do this. You know the game.
Okay.
Okay.
And I think people knew that there was something. They didn't know all of it, and they didn't know when they could release it. Mike Florio points out that Jay Glazer of Fox once told him true journalism in sports involves finding out the stuff they don't want us to know, not reporting something that's going to be announced in 5 minutes. That's what happened here. This isn't journalism, not really reporting. They're giving you the information and the acknowledgement of, okay, now you can tell everybody.
Yeah.
Do we wait for other NFL news, situations, embargoes? Like, that's the odd thing with this.
That's what my mind goes as well. We all saw it with Diana Rossini. We saw how it wasn't even in terms of discussion of it. But you also understood maybe why, because it's like, is this really about sports? And you're like, yeah, but it's about her. And then her job was covering sports. And it seems like because Vrabel's involved, that it could have affected her job and how she did it and her ethics, correct? So it was a little bit of a blurry line, but at the same time, you knew this was job affecting. With this situation, you're like, it's somebody who's in the NFL, and yeah, you lose. Every player we know that's in the NFL gets in a car accident, we're going to hear about it. Or are you? Wait till I tell you my stories. So why the cover up? Let's just say in general, the cover up is when someone that you know that you want to protect in the NFL has a position of power, likable or lovable, and they were at fault. They were in the wrong. And it's like, oh, we got to wait some time to figure this out. How can we present this? And they're only trying to figure out the cleanest, nicest, softest, sweetest way to present it. And once they come to the conclusion that either we can't manipulate it and alter it, or we can. Either way, it's time to let it out. But they tried. Oh, you try. You try to make sure it all lines up. If it doesn't come out immediately, I'm telling you for fact, I know that. I've been Kyle Shanahan once, maybe twice. I'll tell you.
Why did you wait 11 days? Nobody knew anything? Yeah, Paulie.
It does feel that if the Niners had released this as a normal statement from the franchise a day or two after, we wouldn't be asking any questions and we'd be concerned for the coach, but it would not. Now it becomes like, is there more here just by default?
Yeah.
Yep. Makes us.
Yeah. This is, now you get conspiracy there. You know, there's a lot of this, you know, a lot more to this, it feels like. And that car accident is public record, right? Like police records, that's public records.
It's public record, but the thing is, the runaround to just get to it, you got to know where to look, and typically those are the reporters, but they got to get tipped off. And then if the responders don't tip them off, it doesn't happen. Somewhere on the trail of you get into an accident, the hospital/police response, someone in that trail is typically who tells TMZ. Somebody's getting paid 50, 100,000. I don't know what they do, how they get the money, how they transact it. But the tip-off comes from someone in the internal trail. I know that just from me getting arrested. And then you see this, you only see these few cops. They got their cell phones. Of course, they're going to text somebody. They're going to tell somebody, yo, guess who I got? And then that person could either be the tip, but it's usually it came from a responder. It's all good. It's the dirty game that they play. I mean, they are out there taking care of the community, responding to everything. I'm sure they like, let me grease me a little bit too. Hey, guess who I just picked up? Guess who I just saw? That's how it goes. And when they don't do that, you got a shot. Trust me. And it ain't just Kyle Shanahan privilege. It ain't just white privilege. It ain't just none of that I'm seeing in the comments, because my big ass had it before, and I've seen others. I'll break it down.
Pro Football Talk said the Niners wanted to keep it quiet until training camp opened on July 25th. Instead of reporting publicly available facts, the reporters who knew about it complied. Yeah, now you got it back and forth with Tim Kawakami and Mike Florio. Kawakami, a Niners reporter. Florio can attack me all he wants. He's trolling, which he does sometimes. No, Mike does that all the time. Conspiracy, comply, exclamation point. I just want to know why it was held. Public knowledge or police records? What are we hiding?
Blah, blah, blah. So what are we hiding here? That's the conversation. Let's keep it going, the energy going before I break this down to the very last compound. Because Chris Sims got a little more information on it. Let's see what he has to say about it. Chris Sims. Break it down to the very last compound, shall you, my brother? This is wild. Because you got to remember, he's close to the facility. They said a cell phone violation. That means you texting and driving or something. And then you hit somebody head on. The only other thing that's missing from that equation that could be really damning is, was he intoxicated? And that's just speculation. That's the only other level. Other than that, we know you got a cell phone, you get in a car accident, you're already at fault. The only thing that make it really like, yo, is if some toxicology or something, but I'm just speculating. Let's go.
It was scary. There's no doubt about that. It was scary. You know how close I am to him and his wife, Mandy, and how great of friends they are. And of course, we were in the south of France just a month ago and having a great time together. But yeah, all of a sudden one day I get a text from Kyle's wife, Mandy. She texts myself and my wife. And it's like, oh no, Kyle's been a part of some horrible accident. And she sent us some pictures right off the bat. And it was like, oh my gosh. Like, so just to let you know, paint the picture. You've seen the injury report, the broken ribs, 40 stitches in the face, the broken nose, broken left hand, of course, the bad concussion. But when you first see it and it's fresh and some of the cuts are still wide open, I mean, it's jarring. It's jarring. It just.
Okay. Right now, before he gets too far, he switches lanes. Chris, and this is interesting because Chris Sims is not trying to play, hey, I'm Adam Schefter breaking news. At the same time, he's privy to some information that he knows the NFL community is interested in, and he's not sharing that because that's his boy. And I get that. What a predicament to be in, right? It's almost a dilemma. It is a dilemma. What do I mean? It's two bad choices. Either A, you tell on your boy like, yo, I just got a text from his wife. Look at this. I got to share it. And that's your boy. And you know where his interests are, right? Even if you can't talk to him, I don't know what state he was in terms of mental and vocally, but you outing your boy. That's the dilemma is two bad decisions, two bad choices you have. You have two bad choices. And you try to pick the lesser of the two evils. You're like, man, I'm out my boy. Or B, I'm not going to out my boy. But now, as you listen to him, a little egg on his face. He's like, oh, I've known about this, but let me tell you now, you know, he doesn't feel at his best saying this so late, so delayed, but we are here.
It's just he was this close to maybe losing his right eye, right? The scar is so big right here. And so all that stuff was just crazy to see. And of course, I'm, thinking of my friend, but yeah, it's tough. And he's still battling with this concussion. And yeah, it happened about 10 days ago now. I'd say be somewhere like that. And 13 now. Holy crap.
And
yeah.
Happened on the 14th, and it was disclosed on the 25th.
He's healing. His face looks a whole lot better. But this concussion, of course, being a part of that kind of accident is lingering, and it's giving him issues, and he's certainly still dealing with that.
Tough to coach with a concussion. I mean, tougher to coach maybe to play then, because that's all you can use is your brain. And you sitting up there with the rattled brain, foggy, tough. I mean, you got to use your capacities and your faculties to get through a game if you're a coach. Can't outrun nothing. Tough. let me hear it all because I'm not in a positive space right now about this. People have been outed and they call it like it is for most people. 99% of all issues get outed. There is a 1% though. And I've been in the 99. I'm in the 99 now, and I've been in the 1. I've been protected like Shanahan before. Let's talk.
Shook him up, right? I don't think he'd have any problem with me sharing this. It hit him hard, right? He was emotional about it because he realized how close it was to being just a complete, utter disaster. Like, really, it was a disaster anyways. But, when you're that part of that accident, like I said, he could have lost his right eye. It could have been a lot worse. He's very concerned about the woman he got in the accident with and how she is and handling that situation. So there's just a lot there. And I think it was a lot for him to process at first as well. And then, of course, with it being, a few days before you got to start going to the office and worrying about football and everything else on top of it, where your break's ending and you're dealing with that as well. Yeah, it was tough for him. It's tough for their family. Their kids were in shock. And, you just realize how fragile life can be and how it could all change in just one split second. And thank God he's okay. But, yeah, he's going to have to deal with this and hopefully get his mind cleared up here over the next few weeks.
Whew, a lot, right? Think about this. There's a lot of ways this could have occurred, and don't think they're all negative. Except the fact that since he has a cell phone violation, I saw some records of that. Imagine if you're Kyle Shanahan and you're driving. You're on your phone. Let's not act like people don't get on their phone when they drive. He on his phone. That's why I don't ride bikes anymore. As much as I love bike riding through the city, nobody's paying attention behind those wheels anymore. The drivers are on their phone. So you're driving this way normally on your phone. Okay, and then someone swerves, head-on collision. They get out their lane, head-on collision. That could have occurred. If that occurred, imagine the luck you have if you Kyle Shanahan. Because you had your phone out. You weren't alert enough to even see her swerve out her lane. Okay, to me, that's the best case scenario left. Now, let me take you all the way to the worst case scenario. He was on his phone. He swerved out his lane. He hit her. And then he has a toxicology report that ain't flattering. Conjecture, y'all. Speculation. Just telling you the extremes. Okay? Now, one of them you're more inclined to cover up than the other, but I digress. Now I got 4 stories to tell you. I don't know if I'm going to do it. I got 4 stories that are in this lane of I was a player rep for 9 years, 9 out of my 10 years. So you're closer to the organization. You're closer to the NFL, NFLPA, security director, player liaison. You're closer to all of those people a part of the machine more so than the average player. When you're not a player rep, you're just playing ball. When you are a player rep, you into the business. It's a little different. Okay, so let's get one more out on this Shanahan tip. Let's see if we get some new information. Woo! This is gangster. This is gangsta. What a story. I just heard about this last night. I was like, what? This is the wrong night to want to sleep in, Wiley. I'm like, this is summer vacation. Like Ice Cube said, damn, G, the spot's getting hot.
Broke his nose, had over 40 stitches in his face, had a severe concussion, amongst other injuries that, supposedly he ran into another head-on collision with an SUV. The police say that drugs and alcohol were not involved, from what I've read. So I don't know, but it's kind of weird that something like this goes, 2 weeks without being reported when everything is reported almost immediately. Like the Bieniemy thing we'll talk about in a little bit. That just happened, and we found out about it already. Shanahan, somehow it did not get out. So I don't know what to make of this story, but not good for the 49ers that I don't know how much he'll be involved early on in camp.
Yeah, I mean, it's not apples to apples comparing Bieniemy. If you don't know that story, his wife was shot by Eric Bieniemy's son. I don't care who responds to that first. That's getting out. You know, that's a whole different animal than a car accident. But I digress. He's going to have a tough sled and mentally worse than him having to coach again, which is going to be, sounds like a task because of how he's feeling. We're going to look at him under a completely different lens, microscopic, every decision, ill-timed timeout. Why you call timeout right there? Bad play call. This is how it unravels. Not saying he's going to lose any of that kind of stuff because he's still Kyle Shanahan. What they say, the biggest brain in football, if it's not Sean McVay. But just watch the coverage of him now, especially all these makeup calls we're going to see from reporters and media. They're going to get into makeup call business. They're going to be hypercritical of him going forward because they know they dropped the ball before. Watch it.
Yeah, this is California, so I'm calling bullshit all across the board because California, they is a public record state. You can literally find out overnight. And for this to be swept under the rug for 2 weeks, the head fucking coach of the goddamn 49ers, you can't tell me this. Tiger Woods fucking crashed in Palos Verdes. We heard about it in an hour. He almost died in Palos Verdes. It would become public record right away.
Here, he's barely off the street, and we knew about it, JB.
We had
Regardless of an
video.
arrest or not, by the way. Regardless of an arrest or not, we've had all these scenarios. So, like, this is all BS. For 2 weeks to go unnoticed and nobody knows about anything, there's no way.
All right, there's no way. Blah, blah, blah. All right. There's no way that makes sense. What did my grandma say? You can't make sense out of nonsense. So if something starts off with nonsense, it's tough to prove what makes sense. I'll give you an example. If you ever been accused of something, alleged of doing something, and you know you didn't do it, you got a tougher task than the person accusing you. You know why? You have to prove a negative. You have to prove something non-existent. Do you walk around with a GoPro all day, every day of your life, talking about, I ain't do anything, I ain't do anything? You know all the scenarios, you did this and this. Unless you can show exactly what you were doing that wasn't that. 11 p.m. last night, what were you doing? I was at home, chilling, watching Netflix. Oh, okay. Well, you were accused of doing this. Man, I wasn't even there. I didn't do nothing. All right, we'll see. What? You're like, you almost need an alibi at all times, or you're going to fall to somebody's lie. So in this situation, it starts off not in a negative. We actually have something here. We have a car accident. How does it not get out? All right, let me give it to you in story form. Let's start with the lightest one. I'm going to say it quick just because I've told these stories before and also just want to shine light, different spectrums on this. I went to Jerome Bettis' birthday party. Used to go every single year. It would be in Los Angeles for random reason because he was a big star. So anyway, one year, someone stole my jacket. I coat check, put my jacket in coat check, this fresh leather jacket. It goes to coat check, comes back, it's gone. I'm like, here's the tag. Where's the jacket? Oh, God. Whatever. I just chalked it up to the game. Didn't make a big scene or nothing. I was mad, though. Who takes it? You know who took it. Coat check. Anyway, next year, got a big excursion with TVs. You know, I'm in that era, cash money era. Got the TVs, the 412s, all that stuff. Valet it. Party's over. I'm waiting for I give him valet my ticket, waiting for my truck. Truck ain't showing up. Finally, truck shows up. It's naked. Not a TV in there, not a speaker. What? Radio, just a hole. Where my radio? Turns out they were running a racket. They did that to about 10, 20 other cars. Like we wasn't going to notice. Whatever. Long story short, I had to go with the police to the precinct because I was a victim, but I also was on the phone looking for the supervisor, and the guy didn't call the supervisor. I said, man, look. Threw his phone on the ground, real spit. Just like this. Oh, man, look. I wasn't arrested. Police is going to take me in to discuss it. Why I bring that up? Because the media didn't find out about that. That was a week before my contract. I was a free agent in San Diego. I was the victim. Fools were robbing me. They was like, but Marcellus, where's his phone? I said, I don't know where his phone was. Everybody started fighting him. You know it. You know it. Give you another one. Which one is this? San Diego. This is hilarious. We in San Diego. I get we going to a players night out. We eat, chilling right there in camp. And then I leave. If I'm leaving camp, I'm turning and there's a parked car. And then I nick the parked car. Boom. Hit it. I'm like, damn. So you know what you do? I learned this because I was a player rep. You're in it's a parked car and you don't see anybody's car. You're like, so you leave a note, put a note under the windshield. I'm going back to camp. Then they come, the security finds out that we hit a car, knocks on the door. Marcellus, did you hit this car? Yeah, I hit this car. Left a note there. Good. Okay. Night. That's it. But that could get out because you're a big star. You got a name. Give you another example. Which one is this? The Ferrari accident, right? Not knowing how to drive a Ferrari back then. Hilarious. This is silly. So basically I'm saying I've gotten into 2 car accidents. One, no one was there. Another one, no one else was involved. I just hit a construction plate and it flew. No police reports that got out. So it can happen in an innocent way, in a way where you're like, oh, no, that ain't nothing happening. And it can happen. That's why I said there's a spectrum. It could be Kyle Shanahan just minding his business, but he was on his phone. But other than that, minding his business, boom. And it's hard to say other than that, but boom. And then it doesn't get out. There are car accidents that don't get out. Now, neither one of mine were involving other people. So that's a whole different animal. Watch out for that tree, y'all silly. So beat up in the comments. Let me know what you think. I'm trying not to think the worst, but cover-ups or delays like this always make you think the worst. It's just the way it goes. If you don't want to tell me something, then something is going on, right? Like in a relationship. You with somebody, and then all of a sudden you find out 6 months later, they've been talking to this dude 10 times a day. And then when you find out, you're like, yo, who's this dude? You never told me about him. Oh, it's nothing. So if it's nothing, why didn't you tell me? Sounds like something. And you are talking to somebody, right? This is exactly that example. You find out later, and then they try to act like nothing to it. And you're like, if it was nothing to it, you would have told me about it. So don't tell me there's nothing to it. Human beings get it. So here we go, Brian Untitled. Thanks for the super chat. The problem is not the accident right now. It's the cover-up. Why isn't ESPN doing their job? Look, they always say the cover-up worse than the crime. I tell my itty-bitties that all the time. Cover-up worse than the crime. You sitting here in front of me lying is worse than you just trying to sneak on your iPad. Trust me. You want me to tell you how many times I tried to sneak on my device growing up? 1,000. You know how many times I lied to my mama? Maybe 3. Because by the 3rd one, I got my butt beat so bad, it wasn't going to be a 4th. And I don't whoop y'all. So you're going to have to take these words for what they are, powerful. Stop lying. I know you're going to sneak on that device. It's addictive. You're young. You're trying to figure out right from wrong. I'm not that guy. I'm not stupid. But I'm also not stupid enough to believe your lies, and it's making it worse. So beat up in the comments. Let me know what you guys think about that situation. Wild. Let's get some LeBron love right here. Let's get LeBron. Why'd he go to Philly? All that stuff. We still got all the other topics I teased in the beginning. We're going to go to LeBron, and I think Asante Samuel next. Him and Acho got a little issue beef. But let's get LeBron out of here. People are speculating, why did LeBron go? Why did LeBron go to Philly? How is that going to affect his legacy, etc.? Well, I can tell you how it's going to affect his legacy. People don't want to go there, but I will. Where is it? I need a. Ooh, I see Sean's. Let's do this one first. Let's give it some time. Jim Jackson, my dog. Oh, what did I just do? Okay, good. Let's go.
It's on the Stephen A. Smith show on Friday.
Your initial reaction upon hearing the news that LeBron James is going to Philly?
Shocked, because I wanted him to go back to Cleveland. I mean, he has no affiliation with the 76ers. But the number one knock on LeBron, yo, man, you always stacking your team. He stacked it in Miami. He stacked it in Cleveland. He stacked it in L.A. Now he's stacking it in Philly. He's always stacked his team.
I have no problem with what LeBron James did. None. At this stage in your career, you can do whatever you want. You want to go back home just to go back home. Now, you do have a great chance of winning with that lineup. If he wanted to go back to Miami, because why not? Go to Miami. You want to go to Philadelphia because you have the best chance of win? You've earned that right. Chasing rings. If Giannis didn't want to go to Miami, he would have told the Bucks, I don't want to go to Miami. Why did he go to Miami? He probably thought he had a better chance of winning there.
In addition, remember, these decisions are not made just for winning and losing. Absolutely. It's not. Because you can look at some situations. One, there's no guarantee you're going to win anywhere you go. Remember that 03-04 Lakers team? They were like, this is a wrap. No, it wasn't. They had just come off the back-to-backs, picked up what? Gary Payton, Karl Malone, etc. Ain't no guarantees. And second of all, if you go somewhere, you don't know how it's going to work in terms of fit and chemistry. So you start saying, well, where's the money? How's the money look there? Location, fit for family. It's so many other factors than just winning and losing.
If the Knicks didn't win the title this year, I think Giannis would be a New York Knick and Karl Anthony Towns wouldn't be there. Or LeBron might be a New York Knick. But I don't know if you go, I have a chance to decide where I want to go. Let me go to a worse situation. Who does that?
Right.
You know, I'm thinking about going to the Nets. If he had gone to the Nets, well, he's just going to pad his stats. Michael Jordan went to the Wizards. Why? Because he wanted to have part ownership of an NBA team.
Mm-hmm.
Is anybody critical of Mike because he went to the Wizards? It wasn't for basketball reasons. It was for business reasons.
That part.
And the business of winning another title is what LeBron is all about. I have no problem with it. If he had gone to Golden State, we would have said, oh, okay, Durant had to go there to win titles. It didn't matter.
This is the thing. No matter what he was going to do, no matter what decision he was going to make, the criticism was coming with it. Because the cost of privilege is this criticism. That's what it is. And praise comes when you get criticized. Love comes with the hate. The hate comes with the love. I mean, I'm not lying. I can't name a person, famous or not, who is not winning and also losing. I don't know the person. Name them. Go. Jay-Z. Are you serious? You can't Google Jay-Z's name. If you were Jay-Z and you saw your name, you'd be like, who is this dude? They talk so much trash about me daily. I mean, go where you want to go. Tony Romo, you know, he just got into it. Everybody's trying to say Kyle Shanahan, white privilege. Did it work for Tony Romo? Like, so I'm saying, like, no matter where you go, if you winning, you losing somewhere because only one team has ever went undefeated. 72 Dolphins. The rest of us, we can win it all, but boy, we're going to take an L on the way. That's a life lesson. You can win it all, but boy, you're going to take an L on the way.
If he had gone to Cleveland, I think people would have been okay with it. Philly, hadn't been to Philly. They haven't won a title in over 3 decades. Haven't been to the finals since, 2000, 2001. I don't have a problem with it. Chasing rings. We chastise him because he doesn't have the rings that Mike has or Kobe has.
Yeah.
And now he wants to go get one more. He took the minimum.
Did he?
He
took the minimum. We're going to do that topic. Dan Le Batard is putting 2 and 2 together, and he's saying it's something between 3 and 5. That Fanatics deal, Michael Rubin, Tops deal. We're going to talk.
Quarterbacks in college making more money than LeBron James' salary with the Sixers. I'm okay with that. You sacrificed. And yes, he's going to a lineup, and it'll be similar to when he went with Miami. It'll take a little while for them to kind of feel each other out, understand what you do, how you do it, when you do it.
Okay.
I can take over, you take over. But I'm not worried about touches with LeBron. He already proved that with Luka and Austin Reeves. I can figure this out.
Yep.
We marvel at his basketball IQ. Let's give him credit for that basketball IQ. He wants to win and also knows he's 41. He also knows that he's got Tyrese Maxey, who is wonderful. And now you bring in Jaylen Brown.
Shout out to LeBron as well, who I just saw working out with Tyrese Maxey at Just Hoops. And Just Hoops, shout out to Chris Johnson and Corey. Those are the guys that run Just Hoops. And if you see that picture going around of LeBron James working out, that's where my son works out. That's where a lot of the itty bitties I know work out. We go there twice a week. It's crazy. Like LeBron will be there. And then next thing you know, you're looking at your 10-year-old son who misses layups trying to get in there. Like he working out on the same court right there. It's crazy, right? All type of ballers, next level. All LeBron on down is in there. And they're amazing. And Chris Johnson's son went to Colorado and then just transferred to Texas. Want to know why Marcus Spears Jr. wanted to reclassify and get to Texas right now? Right now? Because of his son. Insane point guard, next level. Just giving you some breadcrumbs. Y'all see it all come to life going forward. But LeBron James, let's keep going with this. LeBron James is they're being hypercritical because he's the king. And I guess, the head is heavy who wears the crown. Because there's no reason for you to really be criticizing LeBron James for his move, especially because you're 41, 42. I'm exactly the person. I'm exactly the person who is not, where is this? That is going to get a bunch of other people to help me get where I got to go. Are you kidding me? You know how old I am? You know how old I am? Let me show you this. I wanted to show you this picture that is sick. Yeah, here we go. Look at this. Look at this. Yeah. Look at I don't know if this AI or not. Have they all yet? This might be AI because LeBron looked hella little. I was like, that's somebody else's body. But look at that. That's the starting 5. They say them going against the Lakers is Brown versus Board of Education. Yeah, I thought that was funny. Oh, man. That's a squad right there, bro. That's a squad right there. So love to those dudes. I'm pumped. Trust me, I didn't watch 2 Philadelphia games last year fully. I did not. I will watch, 35 national games they have now? I will watch all 35. I'm watching all of it. So beat it up in the comments. Let me know what you think about the king going to chase a ring. Who gives a damn? Let's get into this topic right here. I want to get into Asante Samuel going at Emmanuel Acho. Then we're going to get into Shedeur or Deshaun Watson, QB1. Then we're going to get back to LeBron. We're going to get back to that Michael Rubin, Dan Le Batard. Y'all got a little Kawhi Leonard going on over there. Ooh, spicy chicken nuggets. Oh, somebody called Pablo Torre. It's time to figure something out. So let's get into this. Love to you guys, man, for rocking and rolling with your boy. Man, that Kyle Shanahan is really blowing my mind because I've been through that before. I'm like, man, there's been times where it gets out, but most times it gets out. And then there's times it doesn't. Why it doesn't? It's not always for a scandalous reason, but usually it is.
To shout out to what Shannon did in helping create this channel, because yeah, I'm finna inherit what y'all did. Now, with that being said,
that's what we have. That's where we have a problem at.
Okay. I love me some Asante Samuel. He is raw. He your cousin that just ain't gonna give a damn. He your uncle who you know done did too much and know too much. Like, he's really good at this. Acho's my dog as well. You already know that. But Asante, we chop it up here and there. That's my dog.
You really thought no one would notice where you got this account from? No one would notice where this account came from. And no shout out to Skip and Shannon Sharp. That's not good enough. You started trying to explain all over the place instead of just manning up and paying homage to Shannon and Skip.
I give him that. I never even thought about it like that. Like, I don't think Acho has been lying. I just think Acho has been dancing. Acho has tried to play it both ways. Like, oh, I could admit it, but I didn't want to show it and display it and offer it at first exactly how it is. Like, he was going to go with that, the lazy assumption that people would make if they didn't do their homework. Oh, yeah, this is us. This is us. It's almost plausible deniability. Like, Acho put it out there, and then he waited for us to criticize it or be like squint, like, what? And then, oh, yeah, y'all didn't know that I didn't do this. Who hasn't had a friend do that? Or you haven't done that. You act like it's yours, but you know it ain't yours, but you're going to floss it. When you first got your driver's license and your uncle let you ride around in his IROC, right, in his Z, you act like it was yours every time you say hey to a girl. And then she called you out. Pick me up next week. Uh-oh.
You could make it a joke or whatever you want, however you want to, play the situation. That little shout out, that little thank you. Come on, man. Hey, but this is me. I'm just talking shit. You handle it however you want, if it was me, I would be thanking Shannon Sharp for building a new channel and not asking for their old channel back so I can be successful.
Yeah, it's almost like Kyle Shanahan thing. All they had to do was say, Kyle Shanahan got in an accident. Whoa, he is messed up. He would have been a sympathetic figure at this moment right now. And everybody been like, oh, condolences, and we hope you're okay. And, sympathy and flowers sent to the hospital. Instead, now everybody like, wait a minute. Why didn't they tell us about you? Oh, we ain't even thinking about his health. He'd be fine. What's wrong? What's the cover up? Same thing with Acho. If day one, he says, speak easy, I'd like to announce we inherited the channel from Skip and Shannon because we're both Fox employees. We took their channel. Let's go. People would have been like, that day, they would have been like, what do you mean you took their channel? But a lot of people have been like, oh, all right, that makes sense. They ain't use it. Like, you would have been in a way different place right now than every other day or every other video is coming out clowning you. You would have been fine because you addressed it. Basically, you Eminem 8 Mile it. You talk about yourself, you undress yourself, so now nobody could talk about what you got on.
Let's start there. We need to hear you, Emmanuel Acho. Thank Unc publicly and tell him how much you appreciate what he has done for you and your friends that you can pay. Because Shannon Sharp didn't ask for the channel back. He went and built another channel. Now, once you pay your homage, or you pay homage to Unc and Skip and whoever else you need to pay homage to, then you can pop your shit. Acho, we're happy with your success, brother. We're happy. Don't think nobody isn't happy that you're making money. I hope you're making the most money you ever made in your life. Like I say, don't mind me. I just like to enjoy doing this.
Yeah, because, one of the labels, everybody knows their labels. I hate when we got to act like we all know what people are saying about us. I never act like that. I'm in them comments. Every time, like a lot of the people, reporters, my friends, athletes, they be like, man, I don't be reading those comments. I stopped judging them because I used to judge them. Like, you weak. Why you can't read the comments? But I do read the comments, and I know what people say about me. Acho knows that people think he's a fraud. One of the things that he hears consistently, he's a fraud. One of the things you could have did in antidote of being a fraud, allegedly, is just come out immediately and say, this I have taken over. Acquisition. It's weird. Like athletes, sometimes we make our own problems. In the business world, you can acquire things. In the business world, you can go to the next company that's better than the company you were at, LeBron. Like LeBron is not ring chasing because in business, he just went to a better company. Just the Lakers of this year versus Philadelphia, stop playing. You're going to a better company. But we get in our own heads with some like outdated knowledge or experience. In the real world, you trying to come up. So in the real world, it's okay to do that. Another thing, people don't know this yet, but people don't understand what debt is. Bad debt, good debt. I'm going through that right now in my divorce. People don't understand finances. They're going to understand when I tell them how it goes. In California, a community property state, you get to share all assets in divorce. But guess what else? All liabilities. I leave it there. Y'all will figure this out or I'll help you when it's over. People don't understand this. There's good debt. There's bad debt. There's a difference. There's a difference. One more time. There's a difference. Oh my God. I can't wait till I can just tell y'all everything. Anyway, so learn from the real world. Stop acting like, Acho, you got a 2.61 million subscribers. I remember when I saw it. I did the video. I did the first video on like Acho just took over the Undisputed channel. And I wasn't saying it like gotcha. I was saying it like, damn, I wish I had thought about that when I left Fox. I should have negotiated for some of them channels. I'm at 567 organic. And what makes me proud of my channel, no lie, is that I know I'm low-fi. Just sitting in front of a computer talking to y'all. And I got 567. I'm looking at cats that got production studios. They got all the bells and whistles. They've been at it longer than me. And I'm not trying to diss them. I'm just saying I've surpassed them. The only people I ain't got is like, of course, McAfee, Shannon, Stephen A. Look how long this list is. But you know, like Club 720, stuff like that. It's like 6, 7 big ones. Other than that, everybody who left media to do what I'm doing or still doing the hybrid, man, stop playing with me, y'all. And that's me just sitting in front of a computer chopping up wood. Wait till I put some bells and whistles on this thing. Got to get through this divorce first. All right, y'all, keep it going.
And if you can't handle the heat, got to get out the kitchen, brother. But yeah, man, Emmanuel Acho, I guess he's a cool brother. I haven't had too many interactions with him. I see a lot of different opinions online that people have about him and things like that. I can just judge him from what I've seen him on Speakeasy, on social media and things like that. And yeah, he's a little different type of guy. You know, where is he from?
I said Club 720. Isn't that Suge Club? Isn't that? Oh, that's 666. I don't know what the hell 720 is. 520. My bad. I'm old.
What state did he live in? Is he from Texas? I know he's from Nigeria. Did he grow up and play high school football in Texas? Does anybody know where Emmanuel Acho is from? Right? What type of background does he have? Is he a private school kid? Did he grow up in the neighborhoods? Did he have it rough? Y'all let me know, man. I don't know too much about Emmanuel Acho. I first became familiar with him when he was working with, first started working with LeSean McCoy. Shady, my boy Shady. So that's pretty much all I know about Emmanuel Acho. But he's a cool guy, man. And yeah, I can see he loves the fame. He wants to be famous. He wants to be respected as one of the top guys in this niche and things like that. But hey, we'll see, brother. We'll see.
Hey, well, I don't want it to come off as a negative when everyone is kind of echoing and repeating what I started to say about Acho at first, because I've said it to his face. I've said it there working with him, and I still say it. He wants to be famous. That could be with a positive connotation, not always a negative connotation. I know people take it there because it's like, what will you do for fame? I'm living through that now. I know what people will do for fame. I've always known that. But I don't know if you got to always take it there, because some people just want to shine. Growing up, the dude who had on the fresh Fila suit, he going to 5th grade. You're in the 5th grade. You got on some untouched Filas and a Fila suit and a herringbone, and you are just trying to figure out what an integer is, and you are dressed to the nines, to the T. He likes to be famous. He likes to shine. He likes the attention. That girl in the 9th grade that's wearing heels already to school, to class, to walk around 6 periods, to get picked up by some junior college dude with a car already, or even a pro dude with cars. I've seen it. I'm from the 80s. It's different. People like attention. People love attention. And not all of them cross the line of they're not good people, high character. But we know Acho, he wants that shine. He wants that shine. Speaking of wanting that shine, let's see what they're doing. Love to all you guys. Let's see the top fans. First of all, let me give you some love. Brian Untitled, my dog. Dillinger, the Nature Boy, Murphy Robert, Drew Mack. Oh, TC210, you right there, and send here, y'all in 6th and 7th place. If I didn't know y'all, I wouldn't have said y'all name with y'all losing asses. Get up in the top 5. Love, love. We know who's not here. And it's hilarious to me how people pick sides as soon as they hear one thing about you. And I don't know Stomp for real in real life. Shout out to Stomp. But everybody, there's a running joke right now. And I don't know how far we're going to run with it. Either Stomp has went on a timely vacation that lines up perfectly for me being alleged and divorced, or Stomp don't rock with your boy no more. And everyone is laughing at it because it's like, dog, really? Like, who does that? You hear one thing, you hear one person's account or side, and you're just like, oh, yeah. So I'm hoping it's not that. Because when he comes back, if he comes back, but he's going to have to come back because he's going to realize, oh, my God, the truth. And then he's going to be like, oh, I'm sorry, Marcellus. Then I got to undress him. That's what I do. You know me. I love you. I ain't going to ever hate you. But I'm going to be real with you. You flip-flopping, bro. You like my sandals. You flip-flops. Let's get into this next topic. That's life, dog. People choose. I got a few women in my life, like mothers and family, not family, mothers in the community or people I know. I've seen them already kind of try to switch up. I can't wait. Because, boy, when they got egg on their face, I'm walking straight up to them. I'm like, how you doing? How you doing? And she was like, what? What do you mean? I'm sorry. Nope, I don't like sorries. I do sorries. I don't. Even though I accept them, even though I give them, I don't like them. I don't. They suck. I could go like this right now to you. And you'd be like, whoa, Marcellus just hit me, man. Sorry. That's what sorries are to me. There ain't no sorry. You know what you did. You know what you tried to do. Let's get into this. Shedeur, Deshaun Watson. Stop playing with me, y'all. Sorry. If you saying sorry, I'd be like, nah, dog, you just hurt me. Shedeur. Let's go here first. Because this is on Sports Center. They trying to break it down. Camp must start it, huh? It's time to go there. Let's see what they're doing in Cleveland. Is it time? Who's going to win this job?
ESPN NFL Nation Browns reporter Daniel Oyefusi with us now. And Daniel, you have a story right now on ESPN.com outlining the Browns quarterback competition. Got 4 names mentioned in that story. What should we expect once camp opens on Tuesday?
Yeah, Phil, the Browns quarterback competition that's going to extend into training camp this week is firmly going to center around Deshaun Watson and Shedeur Sanders.
All right, y'all done wasted 25 seconds. Duh. All right, let me stop. I want y'all to know one thing. Always, these quarterback competitions, sometimes they carry them on, drag them on, just to encourage both of them to give their best and to get storyline, to get on the map. Like, Controversy sells. So, we got a quarterback controversy. People going to be in Cleveland even more so than they were already because Shedeur's there. This is how franchises stay relevant. I'm telling you for fact, internally, they already know who should and who is their starter. And the only thing that's going to change that is if that guy, and I'm going to say it right now, I think it's Deshaun Watson, falls off a cliff in preseason where you can't roll him out week 1. It's like he goes 1 for 22 in the first game. Then he goes 2 for 20, 8 yards. Like, you're like, oh, God. But if he does anything comparable to Shedeur, watch what happens week 1. Oh, we're going with Deshaun. Everybody holding their breath for 4 weeks, hoping that it's, 3 preseason games, hoping that it's Shedeur. I'm just telling you how it goes, but let them cook. They cooking up controversy.
2 quarterbacks split first-team reps throughout the spring, and head coach Todd Monken was so impressed. He said he thinks he has 2 starting-level quarterbacks on this roster, but he's going to use the next couple weeks to decide who will start under center in week 1. And there's a big question for both these players. For Watson, who's 30 years old and now healthy from that Achilles tear that kept him out last year.
Okay, he's 30 years old and he plays quarterback. That lets you know they just cooking up something to keep our attention. You're not even cooking up real veggies. What? 30 at quarterback? You mean he just entering his prime? That's what I'm saying. It means nothing. I've been through too many of these. I transferred high schools and I got recruited to go to a high school. I show up, I'm 3rd on the depth chart. I did not leave another high school to come be 3rd place, 3rd on the depth chart. My coach looking at me like, boy, you know what this is. Let me just play this off. All of a sudden, I could have bad practices, whatever it was. Next thing I know, I'm 2nd on the depth chart. I ain't did nothing. Then the next thing you know, guess what? We should start Wiley before week 1. I know. You knew. Why you play it off, though? It's a dirty game.
Can he stay healthy? And does he still have the physical tools that got him that $230 million contract just a couple of years ago? Now, for Sanders, we know that he can make the big play, but can he do the routine a little bit more? Here's the key stat for him from last year, 3.24 seconds. That was his average time to throw, and that was the longest out of 38 quarterbacks that made at least 6 starts in 2025. Monken and his coaching staff want him to play faster. They want him to get through his progressions a little bit quicker, and they think that he's been doing that over the past couple months.
Man, 3.24 seconds. Jesus, that's a good and bad stat. Good that, damn, you had time in the pocket because some of that is your O-line is protecting you. But a lot of that is you running around in circles. Like, yo, 3.24? I'd come out of retirement if you told me the quarterbacks I was going to face was going to get 3.24. Sit, Wiley, sit, 1, 2, 3. I'm just telling you, I'm getting sacks. I did 3 moves. I'm getting a sack. 3.24? Oh, God, Lord. All right, anyway. Thanks for the super chat. I see you. Yogi Fish, support to your character as a man. Thank you, big dog. Hey, I would tell you everything right now, but I got to be strategic. But when I tell you everything, I'm gonna look like a little bit of a sucker because I love my kids so much that I ate some BS, and the BS really turned into something major, obviously with all these headlines. But I did it for my kids, and I don't regret it. It's the weirdest place to ever be. I'm getting threatened with not seeing my kids, which can't be true because I was trying to win best dad of the year every day. So that's going to come out. But more importantly, how you going to wake up one day and say, oh yeah, 14 years ago, what? Do you know what you've been saying for 14 years and doing? And on them days, you know what you were saying and doing? Because he does. And he got video. He got evidence. Oh, it's going to be interesting, boy. It's the weirdest thing. Everybody that comes up to me personally comes up to me and says, Marcellus, you're going to be bigger than ever off of this. And I said, it ain't the way I want it, but I get it. I'm seeing my name in publications I ain't never been in. And I had a couple sacks before. I've been on TV forever. Sad world. Controversy sells, right? Got me all front page on stuff. I ain't never been on page. Man of the year 3 times for my teams. Nope, no front page for you. All of a sudden, somebody lie about you. Oh, yeah, front page. Like, y'all silly. It ain't going to get to me, though. Y'all picked the wrong one. I smile through it. I laugh at my pain. I'm there for my babies. We got to do one more topic on this. We got to get this out. ESPN Cleveland. It's hot in this room. I try to turn the AC off so that y'all don't hear it. But damn, I'm hot. I'm over here boiling. Let's look at this. I'm telling y'all, I'm putting money on Deshaun this year. Polymarket. I got Polymarket on Deshaun. I think he's gonna ball out. And it's no hate on the Shedeur. I just think it's a perfect storm. Let's talk.
I'm in a good ass space. I'm in a great place. Year 5, man. So it's that time. You know what I'm saying? Shit, just like everybody else, I've been waiting to. Things got to line up right. You know, and I feel like this the year that it all come together.
Hold on, sound like a song coming on. You know, I'm gonna turn it off if it is. Gemini 605. Thank you for the super chat. Blessings from Dayton, Ohio. Blessings to you, big dog. Shout out to Jeff Graham if he's out there, Dayton, Ohio, finest. That's my dog, my teammate.
You making noise.
Can't do this song, bro. Oh, shout out to Mike Will. We used to rock together. Used to hang tough in LA. Where you at, Mike Will? Boy, we used to hang with him and Ray Shrimmer and all them peoples. That boy, Mike Will, make some songs. Okay, since I can't hear it, let's just look at Deshaun, what he up to. Okay, he been working hard. And we all know for Deshaun to be who he's supposed to be, he got to have his mind right. That boy got $230 million guaranteed. That's on top of the money he already made from Houston. And that's on top of the money he's made off the field. I'm sure that's shrunk over the last year or two. But he can get it back. He could get it back. He ball out, and then he just has the tell all. I don't know if he's told his side of the story. He had a lot of allegations and a lot of settlements. I don't know if he's told his side of the story. Because I could easily see where Deshaun was painted incorrectly. I could just say it that way. Right? I told you guys, once the script gets out there about you, it's actually easier to accuse you because it's a script, right? It's a script. People don't believe that they have to prove things anymore. They just got to say, oh, that's dope. I like that. Allegation and settlement. Allegation, settlement. No. I want you to prove it. Oh, that's going to cost me lawyer fees. Well, oops. All right, let's get into it now. Beat it up in the comments. Let me know what you think. Let's see if Stomp is here. I'm lying. Shout out to everybody at Top Fans. Let's keep this energy going. I want to give you LeBron, Michael Rubin. Man, after y'all tell me who's going to be the QB1. Who's going to be QB1? I say Deshaun Watson, no doubt. No hate either, just Deshaun Watson. His mind is right. I can smell it. And don't forget the talent. The talent is insane. Like talent for talent, he's more talented than Shedeur. That's no question. We saw Deshaun was making people argue, I don't know if you like Patrick Mahomes more or Deshaun. Remember that? I remember the game that it was like they lost a close one to the Chiefs in Kansas City, and they were arguing that whole game. I think Deshaun better than Patrick Mahomes. Well, remember he go to the sideline, he just sitting there like this, and they just panning in on him, talking about, is it Patrick Mahomes or is it Deshaun? This is the NFL, and you getting compared to the baby goat? Are you kidding me? That boy a dude. A dude. That's who Shedeur got to go against. And if that dude wakes up, it's wrap. That dude getting $230 million from that franchise who ain't seen none of that money returned on investment yet. And he got that level of game somewhere in there, deep in there. There's that game. Bring it back out, it's a wrap. Shedeur just going to be good. And then he's going to get his turn sooner or later because they may not want to re-up all that money. Or Shedeur is going to be such a valuable trade commodity that people are going to be like, we got to have Shedeur. It's our turn. That's how the game goes. All right. Be up in the comments. Let me know you're going to think it's going to be QB1. Once again, I say Deshaun. All right. Let's get into this LeBron. And what the hell is going on? Michael Rubin and Dan Le Batard breaking it down to the very last compound. as I respect Dan Le Batard's opinion. Let's go.
Percent of the Sixers and realized, not enough. If I'm not an actual owner, if I'm not a real owner, if I'm a minority owner, I don't really have power. And so he realized, my relationship with Joel Embiid is probably more valuable than owning this percentage of the team because of what it is that I want from life and sports. And so he got out and he built a giant company. What are your guys' thoughts on the idea that a trading company would have the news before anyone? Before Shams, before anyone, that they would release a trading card that takes prep, even if it's not the actual card, even if it's just somebody photoshopping it, they had the news and the information before anyone else had the news and the information. And because Michael Rubin's not affiliated with the 76ers, a leap that can be made by people who are suspicious or curious is, what was Michael Rubin doing for the Sixers here? How much is that deal with Topps worth? And what? Mike, go ahead. I'll give you the chance to poo-poo it, Mike, but I want to ask you some hypotheticals afterward.
Y'all picking up what he putting down? Okay, only thing I want to poke at is sometimes people have the information and they sit on it for seconds, minutes, days, weeks. I've been through one. I'll give it to you real quick. When Jim Harbaugh went to Michigan, I got in trouble with ESPN, had to make the apology that Ryan Clark didn't want to make. That apology keeps your job. He didn't want to make it. Pat McAfee made it. Scott Van Pelt made it about the Kyron Lacey incident on Monday Night Football, that incident. And McAfee, I think, talked about it as well. You don't make that apology, you gone or you on thin ice, right? I made that apology. It was heartless. I didn't care about it. I wasn't sincere at all. It was tongue-in-cheek, but I did it. It was performative. I had to. I was like, it ain't that deep. But what I got in trouble for was jumping the news that Adam was supposed to break. And at the time, I'm not going to lie, I didn't even know that Adam Schefter went to Michigan. Matter of fact, I would have probably called Adam literally if I'd known he went to Michigan. I probably would have. And be like, Adam, do you know that Harbaugh going there? But here's what happened. He probably would say, yeah, I know, but I got to wait. Here's what happened. What happened was they actually got mad because allegedly Adam already knew. But I jumped it and I cut off a news story that they were milking for ratings and viewers. Where's Harbaugh going? And I don't know. That's a risky game. I don't know if I even believe that because somebody else could just jump in front of you and do it. But they said when I did it, they were like, yo, Adam's supposed to break that. I was like, well, he should have known. Well, let's just say you're not the only one that knew, but you're the only one that said it. I was like, y'all dirty. So anyway, I fell on that sword for it. So there are times when people know stuff and they just milking it. They're like, nobody else is going to get this. I saw the actual contract he signed. My boy hooked it up. Richie P from On the Rocks. Richie P had it. He sent it to me. I didn't believe him at first. He sent me the contract. I was like, Lord, let me tell people. Simple as that. Sometimes it's small and it turns into something way bigger.
Are you alleging that the Heat's contention is?
I'm not saying the Heat anything, okay? I'm not. Right. Don't make this about just the Heat because there are plenty of people talking about this. It's not just
the New York Post. It just said Heat. But you don't think he would have had this deal with Topps if he picked Cleveland?
I don't know what the deal is.
What is being insinuated here is that there's some sort of cap circumnavigation via Topps that would only exist if he picked the Philadelphia 76ers. And I believe wholeheartedly he would have had that deal with Topps wherever he chose.
Okay, but you don't know what the deal is.
I know what the deal played out to be, which was Topps got to announce where he was going.
No, you don't know what the deal is. You don't. If I told you right now, just in the hypothetical, if I told you that deal goes for X usually, but Topps said, no, we'll give you $50 million. Like, what's the number I have to put it at where I get your attention on? Like where I get your attention in the space where they gave Kawhi how much to not plant trees on the side? Like, what's the number I have to put it at for you not to poo-poo it because Michael Rubin? Let's say all hypothetical, But let's say Michael Rubin badly wanted to get him to the Sixers and has all the money in the world and is the most powerful man in sports. What do I have to put the number at beyond what the number normally is to get your attention on? Not sure if that was kosher.
Fanatics spends a ton of dumb money. Did you not see how their the flag football investment went?
I think we have
Fanatics
to find if there's a connection between Fanatics and the Sixers still, right?
Well, the thing is, Michael Rubin had to divest.
Right.
Yeah, so let's just get into that because I've had the same feelings and everyone has. Just looking at Fanatics, obviously they're printing money by all of their merch deals, licensing deals that they have. I've done some work for them before in Buffalo at one of their plants or factories, something. They print money. Like you all these jerseys you see, all these dudes walking around with their girlfriends that got Allen on the back. They making them money, them hats and all that. Like cats be dressing, you spending that money, and they got the licensing deals and stuff, connection deals. So we see the White Party, we see Fanatics Fest, we saw the flag football, and you're kind of scratching your head. You're like, are they making money from that? No, those are commercials. Those are write-offs, dare I say. They're just, you got to spend it or you're going to get it ate up by taxes. For one, you already got money. Two, you're making money. And three, you better spend it or you're going to get ate up. You got to have business expenditures. Once again, you got to have some of this good debt. Oh, we need to carve out 10, 20 million for marketing budget and it got to go away or else Uncle Sam's just going to take it. Why do you think all these companies always do all this marketing and stuff? You be like, dog, we already know about your company, Coca-Cola. Chill with the commercials. They're like, man, I'd rather you know more about us than Uncle Sam knowing more about us. Simple as that.
From the 76ers. And if you actually want to look into like weird stuff, there were a whole bunch of rumors about James Harden picking the 76ers and his close relationship with Michael Rubin. Michael Rubin clearly had to divest because he had a lot of close relationships with athletes that probably complicated his investment in the Philadelphia 76ers. If there was an incentive to pick the 76ers because he's friends with Philly ownership and ends up being a fan, yeah, that's worth looking into. But I don't feel like, and I think that this should be the standard unless totally disproven after a thorough investigation, that the number attached to his Topps deal would be any greater or less if he picked another team. And I think to suggest that is pretty irresponsible. And I think for teams that ended up losing, teams that went on the record saying LeBron can make his own decision, and then when he makes a decision to just suggest, hey, look into the Topps thing is sore loser behavior, bad ball.
Great response. And shout out to Anthony Smith, D4X. Every single show, he always writes the same thing. He must got it on cut and paste. I see you, big dog. Great show as usual. Appreciate you, my G. Peace and love. Blah, blah, blah. 100. I mean, literally every show. And for me to come over here and get in my feelings or talk about Stomp like I did, which is all love, but talking about them, I got to give props to the real ones who rock with me day in, day out. And Brian Untitled, thanks for the super chat. So if this is true, the deal got done in 2025. That's his first appearance at Fanatics Fest. I think right now we're still flying too high. We're hypothetical. We're in a hypothetical horizon. I don't want to go in on LeBron connected with Michael Rubin and got a Topps deal and that pushed him over the edge to go to Philly. I don't want to go there because I haven't seen enough breadcrumbs to lead me there. Because it could just be pure coincidence that Topps is getting it. And LeBron, look, when LeBron knows, who is he telling first? Savannah. Who else? The kids. Who else? Rich Paul. Now, Rich Paul's like, I know all of our deals, all of our opportunities, my business mind. Why let Shams get it? Just being real. Rich Paul, like, what does that do for us? Nothing. Where are our partners in our portfolio? Let's look at our portfolio of partners we're invested in. Oh, the soccer team over here. Nah, they ain't got nothing to do with no damn basketball. Oh, you have your own production company and you sold it. That didn't go so well when I did the decision. So let's table that and just do the documentary. It's hard to hate on a documentary. Look at Jordan's Last Dance. So let's not do that. We're not going to use it on, was it? I forget the name of it. What's the name of LeBron's production company? I keep wanting to say Undisputed. Somewhere you in. Anyway, Uninterrupted. That's it. You sure? So LeBron starts, he's like, oh, we got this licensing deal or we got this brand deal with Topps. Ooh, put that to the side. Put that to the side. We may do that. See what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't have to be malicious. What is it? Occam's razor? Typically, the answer is without malicious intent. Right? It's just simple.
Fair away with that appraisal, but I'm going to take a couple of steps back here and frame this for you in a different way so
Spring Hill, that's what it's called. Sorry, Brian.
that you understand exactly what's happening in the NBA right now. And I'm going to go over to where Ballmer is. Do you know how much money you have to have for other NBA owners to be scared of your money? Because what's happening with Ballmer right now is other NBA owners are scared of what he will do when he goes to court and is like, what about your rules? Why do I have to respect what your rules are? I respect your rules because we're all in the idea that the governance applies to everybody and that's how it's fair. But I don't respect your rules because I'm doing this on the side and I'm denying that I'm doing it. And it's all alleged and I'm going to keep denying it. If rich people don't yell and scream about what Ballmer's doing and they don't yell and scream about what Rubin's doing, is it because they're all doing it? Is it because they're all competing in these shadows around, yeah, the rules are for everybody else?
Man. Yo, I'm not lying. I got a tingle, dog. This is like high intellectual conversation. Because, look, applying my experiences of 51 years working for the NFL, ESPN, Fox, NFL Network, Columbia University. Those are the 5 places I put in work. Now, Columbia didn't pay me, but damn it, I put in some work. Those are major brands. Columbia's endowment is $20 billion. NFL, come on, stop playing. ESPN, Fox. NFL Network, which is now ESPN. Those are the 5 places I've worked. Never been fired. Let me tell you the real. Whatever you are experiencing that's above board, that is by choice. There are ways in every entity, institution I've been involved with where there's things happening that is not above board, but is private knowledge. Depends on how privy you are. You know what's going on, and you are understanding that if that got out, that ain't good. So what do? You're part of that fraternity. You don't let it out. What does that come with? It comes with you signing the code of, I'm not saying anything, because I know one day if I'm in that position, you're not saying anything. Right? Bosom buddies. We rubbing elbows together. Hey. But it's crazy because there's so much in every workplace. I'm not giving you guys anything new. It's not exclusive to where I've been. You guys know damn well that executive VP where you work loves to have coffee with the lady that works in a different department that ain't his wife. I mean, we get it. But what makes this so interesting is that it's like, oh, one, I'm doing what y'all do too. I may have done it bigger because I'm bigger. Remember, Ballmer bought the team for $2 billion, and he was worth $20 billion. Now he's worth like $300-400 billion, and the team got to be north of $12 billion because we just saw Seattle go for 10. And the Lakers go for 10, and then Seattle went for 9. Lakers got robbed. They got more of it. You right by the Seattle. Anyway, let's go.
I think that's how Adam Silver has been able to keep.
Oh, that was Seattle Seahawks. That's why. I was about to say, those numbers don't make sense. It's early in Vegas.
This the way that it is and keep legacy media from reporting it fully is because if I'm another owner, what Steve Ballmer has done allegedly through Pablo's reporting is an advantage, is unfair. It's cap circumnavigation. It's not fair to the other owners. And if I were another owner that was doing everything above board, I'd be losing my mind about it because this.
And you're going to lose your case too. Lose your mind about something that you're doing it the right way. And I would bet in the NBA of 30 teams, 10 are. The other 20, they blurring the lines or they dirty. And it's okay in this respect. You know that you get a speeding ticket when you pass excessive speed limit, right? You go past the speed limit. They give you grace. Here's the exceptions though. They give you grace. You know, cops will say, within 5 miles per hour. I give you grace. It says 55, you're going 60, I'm fine. Or how else do you get grace? Think about it. You're going with the flow of traffic. Hey, I'm doing something wrong. 20 of us are doing something wrong. 20 of us are flowing this way. What do you mean? And then if you only on the side of the 10, big bank takes little bank. Ballmer says, I don't need none of y'all with me. Y'all better get in line and rock with me or shut up or else. Ballmer has enough money that Ballmer's net worth is cumulative of all the other owners combined plus some. I read that before. I don't know if it's changed. Add up every other owner's net worth and he has more by himself. And you're going to come out and testify against him? Good luck.
League legislates that equality with that salary cap. I think the reason why we're not hearing about it from the other owners is because they're all kind of doing something like this and they wish this story would go away.
Isn't that just a reflection of real life and how the elite of elite work in the shadows in ways that we can't understand?
I'm not exactly naive. I've worked in this business for a long time. A no-show job paying tens of millions of dollars outside of the salary cap allegedly stunned me.
Right. But LeBron absolutely already showed up. He went to Fanatics Fest. He's doing his part here. This is not a no-show job. I think LeBron James picked the 76ers, and it maybe took me a little bit to realize this because it's the best possible choice for him in the Eastern Conference to win a title. That is an incredible starting five. If you want to look into any business interest that might be a little shady, it's the fact that not the first time in his career, by the way, he's got a clutch sports guy on his team in Tyrese Maxey. And maybe we all should have paid more attention to the Maxey thing, to the Mike Gansey thing. But I think it's pretty evident.
Did you know that the coach is clutch sports also?
I think it's pretty evident. Yes, there's all these sorts of things. But guys, like if we were looking at this from a roster construction standpoint after they added Jaylen Brown, that team makes a lot of sense. Way more sense than any of the other destinations. I think we just didn't think he'd end his career in a Philadelphia 76ers uniform because it's random.
How should he?
Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I mean, to sum it all up, I think we're overthinking, overanalyzing LeBron's situation. Frankly, I think we are. Because one, on the court, it's so obvious you go to Philadelphia. Not even close, being real. You can make other ones, well, if you do this and you can squint and make it look better. You ain't even got to look and Philly looks good. You know? You don't even want to look at her. You ordering drinks poolside. I was poolside yesterday at the Cabana. And you know the waitresses in Vegas all wear bikinis. And I just be like, man, I ask them, you know, the sociologist and me, I'm like, you know all these dudes be trying to holler at you and looking at you and all that. They be like, yeah. Like, good Lord. What are they going to make me order more chicken tenders because you got on a bikini? Like, you can but it's hot as hell. She like, shoot, I want to wear a bikini. It's hot. Point being, the Philly situation is going to get looked at no matter what. If you're really trying to win, you're looking at Philly first. That's why he went there. Off the court, he's going to live in New York and commute. I had a teammate, not a teammate. I had a homie that lived in Toronto and commuted to Buffalo. So I've seen that before. Somebody will probably have an article out. Oh, LeBron is living in New York and going to Philly. Something must be up. Yeah, he got enough money and means to go where you want to go. Big old Sprinter van, You know, you don't do it every day. I almost pulled this off when I was playing for the Chargers. I would go home when we had any extended time, and home was LA. It took me 1 hour and 7 minutes one time to get there. That's going fast. 1 hour and 30, 2 hours max, door to door. LeBron could do the same thing. Get in the Sprinter van. You got the damn Starlink. You sleep. You got a bed back. Man, stop playing with me. What we doing here? Off the court, Philly makes a ton of sense. The Knicks didn't make sense. On the court, they just won a championship. You could do no more in terms of impact to their end game. If you win another championship, they could be like, yeah, good for you. We already won one before you got here. You're going to fall into that Kevin Durant conversation where they're going to start minimizing what you did because we won one before you and we won one after you. Yours wasn't that big. Meanwhile, they were begging. The Hampton Five were begging Kevin Durant, please come here, man. We need some defense, another scorer, some height. Y'all forgot. I remember the Hampton Five chase. That was Steph Curry and them boys. Respect. Y'all forgot Kevin Durant won 2 of them final MVPs. It's like the Kobe Shaq argument. Like, it's okay to say Shaq was better than Kobe when they played together. It's not that deep. Okay, and I don't want to hear anything else. Just move on. Like Kevin Durant was better than Steph Curry when they played together. All right, it's okay. Well, Steph was making everybody look, and Steph had the ball, and everybody had to. They were double teaming Steph. Well, they should have double teamed Durant because he was the one eating. Anyway, they both are amazing. Don't do that. I don't see anything yet that tells me Philly didn't win this other than they had the better players, better situations. Simple as that. Beat it up in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. That is enough time. That is 1 hour and 30 minutes. I am not going past that. I'm not. I'm respecting your time. Also, I'm going to get the day started, man. So love to all you guys out there rocking with your boy. You know us every single day that we can, we will be up here getting it in. So love to all you guys. Have an amazing day. I'm about to go hit the gym. That's what you do when you get single. You go to the gym again because everybody looking at you and judging you again. This is why you get a dad bod. You get a dad bod when you become a dad and you got a wife or, you know, stability. You got a dad bod because you're like, man, I don't even care. You be like, I don't care what you think, girl. If I'm cute or not, I don't want you. But when you single, you be like, I don't want you, but I kind of want to know I got options. Nah. Seriously, you just look at life different. I'm looking at these little dudes that's 20 and 30, and they got muscles, and they yoked up, and they got collagen, you know what I mean? They tight. But I be laughing because I'm like, I can still get tight. I can't play like Aaron Donald. I can't come back to the league, but I could look like I could fake it. This old lady told me yesterday, she said, whoa, you must have played some football somewhere. I was like, yes, ma'am. Ma'am, yes. So love to you guys, man. Have an amazing day. I'm about to go